Star's back. Sorry about that. Literally getting one call sent my whole stuff into a literal frenzy. My whole system just literally had a heart attack. My whole streaming thing just was like, oh. So I'm like, dang, I might have to turn off my damn phone so I don't get interrupted by calls. But anyway, I'm back. I'm so annoyed. What's up, Joe? Glad to see you, buddy. I'm so annoyed at all of that because we had everybody here. Everybody was here ready to go. Then YouTube had to trip out on me. Or not YouTube. It wasn't even YouTube. It was my freaking... my database, my studio, dog. My studio went completely haywire on me. But anyway, we back. Since we got a new video, y'all know what to do. Like this video too. Sorry, it's a whole new video, but please like this video. Please share the content. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel. Please comment down below as well. Please comment. What's up, Eastside? Please comment down below. Comment in the live chat. If you comment in the live chat, I will shout you out. Joe on X, Eastside. Oh my guys, I hope they come back to me. I know Henny was streaming too, so I might have lost some of my audience, but it's all right. I still got the content rolling, and y'all can definitely come back and rewatch it or rewind it as y'all come in. So it's all good. It's all good. We all good. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right back into the content, and as y'all coming along, coming in, then y'all can catch on. But all right, here we go. Let's get back to the content. Cause what time is it? 5:20. Star do got stuff to do. So I already gave y'all an hour worth of content, but we still got more content in here to give y'all. Okay. So we just going to skip around till we get to where we was at. Alright, he was hearing the replacements, right? He was talking about the replacements and how the purpose of the movie, they replaced the old talent with new talent. Now, granted, the new talent wasn't supposed to be good, right? The new talent sucked. You said you didn't get the notification till it fired back up. It's okay. It's all right. It is all right. You know, that's why YouTube be tripping too. I was like, YouTube, if people put their notifications on, why aren't you notifying them? Like, let's be for real, YouTube. But anyway, the movie replacements, right? You replace the old talent with the new talent. The new talent's supposed to be ass. They're supposed to be terrible because it's like, you know, these are just like former athletes. I think the main character, he was like working on a boat and stuff. Like, he wasn't even an athlete. You know what I'm saying? So, but they end up winning. You know, they end up building that team chemistry and camaraderie and stuff like that. And I feel like that could be justified for this year because I think everybody thinks the Cowboys are going to be ass. Now, of course, the fans are like, we're still going to playoffs, right? But everybody there are even some fans that don't believe we're going to playoffs. Their fans are saying we're not going to win 9. There are Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys fans. They're saying we're going to be a 9-win team. Or 8-8 team, that we about to go back to the Jason Garrett days and we barely gonna be able to we barely gonna be able to make playoffs. That's what people saying and thinking, but we know like that's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless all of our players get injured, like there's no way that's happening. But that's okay. Some people still believe that, and so people are entitled to their opinions. You feel me? But anyway, so I thought this was fitting because it's like, okay, the replacements. You're replacing new good talent with ass talent, but I think the ass talent that everybody thinks is going to be ass is not going to be that, because we got 2 draft classes where there's unknown. And I think people just don't like the unknown. They rather go out and get proven veterans. But you'd be shocked, because think about proven veterans too. A lot of these players are older. They're stuck in their ways. I did a show. My first official show for the Gays podcast was Out with the Old, In with the New. Shameless plug. I encourage y'all to go watch that for real, because that was a good ass show, where I'm talking about basically bye. Good riddance to the old and in with the new. Bring in the new blood. Bring in the young people that are hungry. You know what I'm saying? And those young people may or may not lead you to a Super Bowl, because you do need experience. But I think we got a lot of experience. This is a team that has went to playoffs 3 consecutive years. So we have experience, right? Now you have these draft classes that we're going to try to raise up. But we drafted these guys to be a part of our team. But anyways, glad to see you guys get back. The creep is here. Yeah, Eastside. He thinks we're in a relationship. But I just let Eastside live, because he supports me. He supports me. He tells me I'm pretty. No, I'm just kidding. But he supports me. You know, he always in the chat. And he donates to my channel. So I'm not banning him, even though he's a Texans fan. And y'all don't ban him. But anyway, let's move into this. Who we got? Coach Clap. Let's give Coach Clap some claps. Because that's one thing he could do, is clap. We're gonna give Coach Clap some claps. But let's move into it. So this is I'm trying to move my picture, but I don't know why oh, I know why. Sorry guys, I'm gonna move my picture again, because I want y'all to see all the text. But anyway, let's take a look at this list. Now this is if a player is not on this list, that means that they're still on the team, right? I only put players that are if a player's not on this list and they were drafted under Jason Garrett, that means that they're still on the team, or they just weren't worth mentioning. You know, like I'm not going to be mentioning all the backups. I mostly put starters, right? And then on the next slide, you will see guys on what this is what the right guy was under Jason Garrett. And I want to emphasize, actually, no, I'm gonna go, I don't want to jump ahead of myself. So these are Jason Garrett's right kind of guys. And as y'all see here, I have next to the names their accomplishments under Jason Garrett, individual rewards, right? I didn't put Tyron Smith's whole thing, because we just know he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm not putting 18. We know he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So he's got a lot of Pro Bowls and he's got a lot of All Pros, right? But anyway, so I started top. Connor McGovern. All right. Was a starter, but never, I don't think he's a Pro Bowl player. He's just a starter that you can replace, basically. He's a starter that you can replace. So you got Connor McGovern. You got Liar Collins. Right. Who can't stay healthy to save his life. Then you got Tyron Smith, Hall of Famer. So we can't deny that. Tyron Smith is a Hall of Famer. We know. His gold jacket is waiting for him, whether he wins a Super Bowl or not, right? Then you got Travis Frederick, which there's an argument, 2-time All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowl. There's an argument that he's an All-Pro, but, I mean, not an All-Pro. There's an argument that he could be a Hall of Famer. If I were to guess right now, I don't think that they're going to give it to him. I think if he had stayed in the league longer and earned maybe like a couple more All-Pros, he would be. But, I mean, I think there's some people that say he has an argument. So you have Travis Frederick, but obviously he's a good player. Michael Gallup, just a replaceable starter. That's what I'm going to put in the chat, replaceable starters. Here, I'm going to put in the chat. Replace. These are the replaceable starters. There you go. Okay, so we got in the chat. These are, so we got Connor McGovern, replaceable starter. Lyle Collins, replaceable starter. Tyron Smith, Hall of Famer. you can't really replace a Hall of Famer unless you happen to drive another Hall of Famer. So, Travis Frederick, 2-time All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowl. Obviously, great player. I do think that you can replace that. You just got to find it, right? But Michael Gallup, replaceable starter. Byron Jones, replaceable starter. Even that's great. Y'all know how hard we rode for Byron, too. It said Jason Garrett sabotaged Wade Phillips for the head coach job and didn't do anything but make dumb Cowboys fans think 8-8 was decent. Exactly. So then you got Byron Jones, replaceable starter. And y'all know we was riding hard on Byron Jones. I remember that all season when we didn't sign Byron Jones and everybody was mad as hell. They was mad as hell when we got rid of Byron Jones. Like, what? He's a Pro Bowler. We're trying to replace him with Cheetah Bear. Yeah. We said Byron Jones was so good, he just couldn't get the picks. Yeah, that's the thing. He had bricks for hands, but he was he was what they call a true cover corner. But even so, he went to Miami, got the bag, and just was terrible over there. But anyway, Byron Jones, but commendable. He was a Pro Bowler, right? Anthony Brown, replaceable starter. Dorrance Armstrong, replaceable starter. LVE, Pro Bowl, but he was also a replaceable starter. Jalen Smith, Pro Bowl, but he was also a replaceable starter. And then y'all remember Tyrone Crawford, right, $100,000. He fell off the face of the earth. Then y'all remember Tyrone Crawford, who was one game he was a defensive end, one game he was a DT. He was our tweener guy. And obviously he was a replaceable starter, clearly. So these are Jason Garrett's right kind of guys, right? This is what Jason Garrett's draft classes consisted of. Actually, I'm not gonna say that yet. Right, so this is Coach Clapp's right kind of guys. Y'all let me know in the chat. Just give me a thumbs up or down. Yeah, that's good. Give me a thumbs up or down if Jason Garrett's right kind of guys. Give me a thumbs up or down if they were good. Give a thumbs up. If they were bad, give a thumbs down. Right. Overall, we're talking about overall, right? I know Tyron Smith is in here. I know Travis Frederick is in here, right? But that's 2 players out of 10, 12 players. But anyway, so y'all give me a thumbs up or down if Jason Garrett's guys are the right type of guys. Chaz Green, I didn't even put Chaz Green. That's what I'm saying. Some of these players, I'm like, you're not even worth mentioning. But Chaz Green was definitely a starter under Jason Garrett. He said, how do you give a thumbs up? A thumbs level like this? I think they do have a thumbs level on iPhone. I don't know if they have it on Androids, but I think they do like this. I think thumbs level. They're about 8 and 8. Literally, they're about 8 and 8. That's about average, right? But thumbs down. Okay, anyway. So then we move into Mike McCarthy's right kind of guys. Look at Mike McCarthy. Look at him. Just look at serious as they were calling those plays. Mike McCarthy said, I'm going to call these plays if it's the last thing I do. That's what Mike McCarthy said. Let me see if I can. Mike McCarthy calling the hell out of those plays. He looks so serious in here. But anyway, so let's look at Mike McCarthy's right kind of guys, right? CeeDee Lamb, 2-time All-Pro, 3-time Pro Bowl. Tyler Smith, also, I didn't even put that on there, but CeeDee Lamb also made history last year. But I don't remember what it was for, but it was like most consecutive games with like 150 yards and something targets. I can't remember, but we just know he made the history books last year. Anyways, which means that he did something in the NFL that no other player has played. And we know how many great wide receivers have come through the NFL. So the fact that CeeDee Lamb made history is, again, we know how many great NFL wide receivers there has been, how many Hall of Famers, and CeeDee Lamb did something that none of them have ever accomplished. I'm just saying, throwing that out there. So then we got CeeDee Lamb, we got Tyler Smith, All-Pro, Pro Bowl. We got Terrence Steele, which if y'all listen to Terrence Steele interview, he said he's shooting for All-Pro this year. Will he get it? I don't know. I think he has the potential to get it. But it's all about how he comes back off of that injury. Then, of course, you got Tyler Guyton. This is an unknown. We don't know. Now, we know that him and Cooper Beebe, based off of what we've seen and what we've heard, it's looking like they're going to be on the All-Pro trajectory. It looks that way. Now, we don't know. We can't guarantee it. We have to see how this thing plays out. But right now, thank you, Joe. He says he broke the Cowboys single season receptions and yards mark. He sure did. He passed the playmaker. He passed the playmaker. Thank you for that fact, Joe. So anyway, we, like I said, with Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe, we don't know. But based off of college film, how they played in OTAs, all the reports from the coaches and the players, these guys likely have a all-pro trajectory. All right? So, then you got Jalen Tolbert, which, I'm going to be honest, I don't think Jalen Tolbert will ever be a Pro Bowler. So, I do think that he's likely a replaceable starter. That's how I feel about him right now. Of course, he can come in this year and blow our socks off. And if he does that, great. But right now, we don't know. Trayvon Diggs, All-Pro, two-time Pro Bowler. Deron Bland, All-Pro, Pro Bowler, right? And he also made history, getting the most pick sixes in NFL history in a single season. So we know Deron also is one of them ones. Then you got Sam Williams. Sam Slam Williams. Now, we don't know what Sam Slam is going to be. Exactly. Jalen has to prove it. We don't know yet with him. We know he's got potential, but I mean, based on what we hearing about all these other wide receivers, Jalen Brooks and all of these guys, like, we don't know yet, right? You know, he's really going to have to push it. But anyway, we got Sam Williams, who we know is a dog. We know this. I mean, he's the second fastest defensive player that we got. This guy runs a 4.4. So and let's not forget, who was Sam Williams training with this? All these talks about bad leader this and bad leader that, but who was Sam Williams training with this offseason? Y'all let me know. Let me know who I lost my train of thought. Who was saying? What was I saying about Sam Williams? Oh, who was Sam Williams training with? Exactly. Michael Parsons. So, bad leader, but yet he's training with one of his guys that actually has a chance to be a starter this year. He's pouring into a potential starter, but he's a bad leader. Whatever. Moving on. I'm not going to argue about that because I don't know. I done done lots of videos on Michael, so y'all can go and watch those. See how I feel about that. Maris Leah found another potential dog. People saying, I mean, as smart as he is, Zimmer said he chose Maris Leofow because Maris, even as a rookie, in his literal interviews, knew before Zim got to teach him, knew what everybody's responsibility was on the defense. There's comparisons to Fred Warner. There's comparisons to Sean Lee. That's all I'm going to say. There's comparisons. Again, these are projections. All of these guys, in order for the rookies, they haven't played a snap. We're going to be honest about that. These rookies haven't played a snap, so we don't know how they're going to play. Right? But we do know, based off of projection, out of Tyler Guyton, Cooper Beebe, and Marist, high hopes, right? Another person, and I realized that I did forget two people on here, Jason Witten and Jake Ferguson. Jason Witten is a big plus for Jason Garrett. So I'm sorry, JG. So just put another Pro Bowl All-Pro on JG's side, right? And then you would compare him to Sam Williams. I mean, not Sam Williams, sorry. You compare him to Jake Ferguson, because I did forget those two. Sorry, Fergie. Don't be mad at me. I love you. I don't know why I forgot that position. I just did. So that's my fault. But then you got, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the mighty Micah Parsons. 3-time All-Pro, 3-time Pro Bowler. Nobody on besides, that's not true, because Jason Garrett's got Hall of Famers, but Jason Garrett's Hall of Famers were offensive linemen, right? We have skill positions that, potentially have the Hall of Fame potential, right? And then obviously you got Oso Digizua, right? Again, not everybody's on here. I try to do direct comparisons, direct replacements, obviously. And again, if you're on the team, you haven't been replaced, so I'm not going to mention you. But I think so. The only people missing would be Jake Ferguson and Jason Witten. But either way, without me saying anything, if you're with Jason Garrett's right kind of guys, put JG in the chat. If you're with Mike McCarthy's right kind of guys, put MMs in the chat. I want to see the temperature of where y'all at. Then after I see some answers from y'all, then I'm gonna give my consensus. But y'all let me know if you're on Team Jason Garrett. If you think Jason Garrett's right kind of guys are better, put JG in the chat. If you think Mike McCarthy's right kind of guys are better, put MM in the chat. I'm about to head over here and see. MM. Yeah. He said, don't forget. Oh my God. He said, don't forget about Shoemaker. Oh yeah. He said, Maris, he didn't wrap up when tackling. No, I think he wrapped up. It's like sometimes he missed, but Maris is a good player, and he's still developing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still developing. I think he's a convert to like a Fred Warner, former safety, linebacker. So he's still figuring it out. But one thing we know about Maris, he's not afraid of contact, and he's a pretty solid tackler. He can do better though. Like all of these rookies have room to grow. There's things that they gotta work on. Period. They're rookies. Even the best rookie in the class got stuff to work on. Like, nobody's gonna be perfect. But it looks like majority of the chat is overwhelmingly I can't put Mike McCarthy in there. That's what I'm saying. And so then it brings us to our next slide, which we got our guy here, Will McClay, who everybody worships the ground he walks on. But I said Will McClay was here for both eras. I think Will McClay started with us in 2013, I think. Let me look it up. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up real fast. Will McClay hired by Cowboys. Let's see. Yeah, this is his 21st season with us. This is his 21st season with us, but he's been director or assistant director of personnel since 2013. Right. So since he's been in his current role, because I think he was like a scout for us and just helping us, but since he's been in like his executive role, he's been doing that with us since 2013. So look at this. So I said Will McClay was here for both eras. What changed? And so let me see what y'all's answers are. Y'all said you have to take into account the coaching as well. The coaching is better with Mike. That would make him better. What's up, K Faith? I don't think I ever seen you in the chat. What's up, K Faith? It said philosophy change. One wanted choir boys, the other wanted ballers. Wow. I wish I could put y'all's comments up. I can't put them up. I'm gonna figure out a way to put them in the show. Y'all don't worry. I'm gonna figure it out. But yeah, so all of y'all, this is what we say, great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. Because I'm with y'all 110%. Clearly, because everybody puts all this praise on Will McClay, and he does deserve praise because obviously him and his scouting team are pretty much second to none in finding talent. But he was having more misses and was drafting less all-pro Pro Bowlers under Jason Garrett. But then when he got Mike McCarthy, it's all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. Like, we're so spoiled now with these draft class. Like, we really do have to ask ourselves, like, and this is not taken away from Will McClay, but obviously there's been one man that has influenced him. It has to be. Because, again, we did the direct comparisons ourselves. No fluff. This wasn't just just saying this and saying that. We went through the draft class. I put Jason Garrett's guys here. I put Mike McCarthy's guys here. We compared the two. We agree Mike McCarthy's guys better by a mile. Some people saying I can't put MM in the chat enough. So considering that Will McClay was here under Jason Garrett, and then now he's got Mike McCarthy, and all of a sudden it's like this stuff, the Pro Bowl and all pros is off the charts. Most in the league. Again, most in the league, like regardless of what we want to say, most in the league. That did not happen till Mike came here, right? And so this is what the plan has been all along. I want to go back since the first step. Because see, we think the old Mike McCarthy, I'm going back so we can go back to our archetype. But we think like, oh, Mike McCarthy, you know, his imprint on this team just happened this year. You know what I'm saying? But no. Since the first year he stepped in the building, he's changed the culture. He's changed the thinking. And he laid out this plan of the right kind of guys. Right? He laid out this plan. He changed the plan. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't know if Steven and Jerry and them was saying right kind of guys, right type of guys before Mike McCarthy got here. But I know it's something that they say continuously since Mike got here. Right kind of guys, right type of guys that step up. Right kind of guy, right type of guys. And why do they keep saying that? Where y'all think that's coming from? I could probably have a hint. Man right here on the screen. Not Jerry. But Coach Big Mike. And honestly, y'all, me doing this presentation made me a believer in Mike McCarthy again. Because I'm not going to lie. I was pissed off at Mike McCarthy. You go check my tweets. I didn't delete them. I was saying Mike McCarthy must be fired. After that Green Bay game. I'm not even going to sit here and hold you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Star said it. It came out of my mouth. That's how hot I was after the Green Bay game. But when I broke this down, I was like, damn, like this guy has really changed our team. Like it's really crazy and laughable that we're not trying to give him an extension. Like, what this man has done, no coach has done since Jimmy Johnson. And we're like, we don't know. Like, it's crazy to me. But when we look at this list of the vision, these durable players, right? Because another thing with Jason Garrett, you had these players, dog, but a lot of them was always hurt. Tyron Smith, Sean Lee, right? So durable. Then you bring versatility, right? Mike McCarthy loves versatility, loves for his corners to play inside and outside, loves for his line, his offensive linemen to play 2 to 3 positions, loves for, the linebackers to play all positions, wide receivers to play all 3 wide receiver positions, running backs to be wide receivers to be running backs, like 3 techs to play edge to play 3 techs. Like, he loves versatility because that's really how he builds his teams and how he makes his teams great. because it's like, okay, well, if we have all of these players that can play multiple positions, we won't suffer so much if we face injury. Y'all know Mike McCarthy was the head coach that won a Super Bowl with like 20 something players on IR. That's Mike McCarthy. But then you think about the IQ of these players, how smart his draft classes have been, right? All these All-Pro, Pro Bowl players, very smart players, very self-starters, come in, they know what they're supposed to do before they do it. Players that that continue every year to perfect their craft. They don't need a coach on them telling them, yeah, you need to do this. They know they all have that mindset. Even CD, even Micah Parsons, we can criticize them with immaturity, but we know CD wants to be great. We know Micah Parsons wants to be great. We know Trevon Diggs, all of these guys, Dak Prescott, all of these guys want to be great. Where y'all think they getting that mentality from? This very dog air, even Dak. Like, y'all know who Dak was under Jason Garrett, right? Like, let's be honest here. We know who Dak was under Jason Garrett. Mr. Bowtie, Mr. I say everything right. I just want to do the right thing. I just want to be Mr. Right. Then he got Mike McCarthy just tatted everywhere, wearing chains, talking crazy, cussing people out, slapping people, like flexing on people. Where y'all think that stuff come from? Because they was not doing that under Jason Garrett, though. And I'm not saying Dak wasn't a dog. We clearly know Dak was a dog, but it's just the way that our team carries himself. It's a different level. They turn up. Like Jake Ferguson, like, we're turned up. Like, why y'all think they playing like that? It's because this is who Mike McCarthy wants. This is how he's built his team. And this is the pitch. This is what they've been doing. This has been the secret plan all along. I think from the first draft class, Mike McCarthy always wanted, by the end of his contract, for the majority of the players that are going to be on the field are going to be his guys. His guys. His vision. So, it's just powerful. Like I said, this presentation made me a believer in Big Mike again, because I ain't gonna lie, Star was off of him. I was like, I'm good. See ya. Bring in our next head coach, but now, I don't think like that. And so, but I wanted to go over it. So the missing piece. It's my last point. The missing piece that Mike McCarthy needed. Because you see, I have all of this. I have durable, versatility, smart, self-starter, but edge, right? Now you can see he started off with edge in 2020, but he's increased it, because we started seeing from pretty much from 2021 draft on, you started seeing a different level of physicality, mindset from these players, right? Different level. Those who are tough, right? And I know we have not gotten the results that we've wanted yet, right? But we've been working toward that, and we've continuously built upon that. But there was one thing that was really holding us back. And you know what that one thing was? Yep. Daniel Quinn. And so, hopefully y'all can see this. I might have to, it is kind of hard for me to read, but I'm going to read it. But I said, the ultimate reason why we lost in 2023, we can talk about personnel, right? Oh, we didn't have that many linebackers. We got wiped out by injury. I acknowledge that 100%. We didn't get Bobby Wagner. I acknowledge that 100%. But y'all let me know in the chat. The last couple of weeks of the season versus the Lions versus the Miami Dolphins, who had the second. I think the Miami Dolphins and Lions had like top 5 rushing attacks. I'm pretty sure Miami was number 2. And then the Lions were probably like 3 or 4. Did we or did we not stop those two teams' running game when we played them? Just yes or no in the chat. Just yes or no. Did we, when we played Miami, when we played, I call him Dairy Queen. When we played Miami, when we played, what was it? Lions. When we played the Miami and the Lions, did we stop their running game? Y'all said, so Joe Watkins said no. K-Face said no. JV Cowboy said yes. Let's see who's right. Because sometimes it's hard to remember. That was a while ago. We ain't gonna sit here and cap. Let me see. Cowboys versus Dolphins. Cowboys versus Dolphins. What was it? 2023. Score 20-22. This is the stats. Versus Miami. Oh, hold on. All right. So this was the stats for Miami. Raheem Mostert, 11 carries, 46 yards. Devon Achane, 7 carries, 24 yards. Jeff Wilson, 5 carries, 21 yards. Total yards they had was like 90 yards. But each of these guys, the final score was what, 20-21? None of these guys went off. Everybody knows Miami was putting 100 plus yards on people. And if you look at the flow of the game, they wasn't running on us like that. They were stopping. We were stopping the run pretty well. And then we look up. I would screenshot all this stuff and put it in the show, but y'all can look it up for yourself. Let's put in Cowboys versus Dolphins 2023. I'll pop right up. Because I don't feel like doing that right now. But Cowboys versus Lions, they had how many rushing yards? David Montgomery had 65 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs had 43. So it's like collectively, yeah, they had 100 yards. For sure. It said it was an efficient run game. Yeah. It said Buffalo was off. We can't deny that. Buffalo, San Fran was awful. But the Lions and Miami, they did not run all over us. They did not run all over us. You know, it was more about like efficiency and stuff like that. But how they wanted to get off on us based off of what they had seen from Buffalo, they wasn't able to get off on us like that. It said we had right. We had personnel, right? We had personnel. We also had linebackers that we could have just taught better. If y'all saw my video that I put out with Damone Clark, and then I put out a reel, like, these guys weren't tall. These guys didn't know what the hell they were doing. Because remember we lost George Edwards in the linebacker room last year. So who we were left with was Scott McCurley. And it was clear Scott McCurley didn't understand what the freak he was doing. Therefore, the linebackers didn't understand what the hell they were doing. But regardless, one thing that Dan Quinn said, or no, not Dan Quinn said, but one thing that, what's up, Landlord? Y'all shout out to Landlord from Alabama. That's my guy. Landlord, I thought y'all was gonna fight yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I'm getting scared. I'm just kidding, but Landlord Tuck and Boss was, I was like, woo, this is a heated debate. It was heated, but it's all right. Y'all got through. I hope y'all still brothers, everything good. But Joe Watkins, I have to agree with you. They were efficient. So it's like when you look at the stat sheet, we didn't stop the run as best as we could. I'm gonna be honest about that. But when you look at the score, it's like, yeah, they was running, but they weren't able to run the victory. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I'm trying to get across. Like, yeah, they were running, but they weren't running the victory against us. Y'all feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like the Bills literally ran to victory on us. Josh Allen literally, I think, passed it like 11 times. You know, 49ers, they ran it down our throats. You know what I'm saying? The Cardinals ran all over us. I don't consider the Lions game or the Miami game games that we got ran all over. Because basically we had to develop a run package where we could stop the bleeding. And that's what Micah Parsons had said when he did his first podcast after the loss. It was like a month later. He was saying we had the packages, which means we had the packages to limit the bleeding. Doesn't mean that we had the packages to completely stop the run. They was going to get 1 yard per carry. We didn't have, he said, I thought, yeah, it was a crazy low number, JB. That's the whole point. It was crazy low. So, that's what I was saying. That's what Michael Parsons was like, yeah, we had the packages. Dan just didn't call them. But anyway, so when we look at this, we just had a defensive coordinator that was checked out. Can we criticize Dan Quinn too much? Yes and no. No, because he did want Bobby Wagner. He lobbied for Bobby Wagner 2 off seasons. He did not get him. My issue with Dan Quinn was, hey, even though you felt slighted by the front office because you wasn't able to get your guy and you felt like I need a true middle linebacker, you didn't do enough to mitigate that issue, right? Because the front office went out there and tried to get Darius Leonard. That didn't work. They got Rashaan Evans. They cut him for some weed. But I feel they cut him too because Dan Quinn wasn't using him. Like, Dan Quinn was not using him. So they're like, all right, we can bring another guy to help us push us into playoffs off of IR. Let's get him off the roster. So we ultimately had a defensive coordinator that checked out. And I want y'all to look at this quote. This is a quote that he said right after the Lions game. Y'all know the Lions game was the second to last game of the year. And he said, let me see if I can read this. I might have to I thought it was gonna show up bigger for me on here, but you know what, I don't have to read it from here. I know where I can read it from. Hopefully y'all can see it good. I'm gonna read it from my actual PowerPoint. Y'all give me a second. Okay, here, I'm gonna read it. So it says, this is a direct quote. Shout out to Nick Harris. Nick Harris is the one who put this quote in his article. This was said by Dan Quinn right after the Lions game. You know how the coaches do their press conferences after the Lions game. And so it said, I think it's important to know how to compartmentalize. Fortunately for me, in that space, any preparation you would do on that is done over the summertime. If and when that time gets called, I would certainly be ready to discuss that at a moment's notice. Basically, he's saying, if and when I become a head coach, it's time for me to be a head coach, I'm going to be more than happy to speak about it. He said, I'll be ready to speak about it at a moment's notice. It's pretty easy these days to compartmentalize. Quite honestly, the guys that I'm able to coach are a big reason why I wanted to be back here. So I'm not going to let that moment miss 1 second. Again, quite honestly, the guys that I'm able to coach are a big reason why I wanted to be back here. So I'm not going to let that moment miss 1 second. I didn't want to see anybody else coaching these guys. So again, when he's talking about why he came back, he's like, I came back for my guys. I came back to coach my guys. This wasn't about, well, let's keep reading. He said, that was a big reason, that was past tense. A big reason for me knowing that I had past tense unfinished business with them, and I wanted past tense to see that through as much as I could. Let's read that again. He said, I didn't want to see anybody else coaching these guys, and there was unfinished business in my mind. That was a big reason for me knowing that I had unfinished business with them, and I wanted to see that through as much as I could. I I absolutely feel that way again. It's easy to compartmentalize when you stay here now. I live my life in that space anyway, so it's not as complicated as you might think. So, but y'all crazy. Y'all wild out in the chat. It said he went from... Yeah, y'all going crazy, but... It's flat out crazy that this is what Dan Quinn was saying before we even entered into the playoff games. Did y'all hear in that quote any mention of a Super Bowl or, we trying to get to Super Bowl, we trying to, get to an AFC championship? No, he said, I came back for my guys. I wanted to come back for my guys. I didn't want to see nobody else coaching my guys. So I came back, and he in fact came back for his guys, because didn't he take a lot of the players that left us? Tyler Beyonce, Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler, right? Didn't all of those guys go right on over there? As I said that they were going to go right over there. Y'all can go check my Twitter account. I was saying these guys are going to follow Dan Quinn right on over there. And that's exactly what they did. Exactly. He came back for his guys. Dan Quinn did not come back here to win a Super Bowl, dog. He didn't come back here to go to an He didn't come back here to win the NFC championship. He did not. He's like, I came back, saw what we could do. It's basically like, yeah, and he got B-Wags. As soon as he went to Washington, he got Bobby Wagner. So, regardless, you can blame it on Jerry. If you want to blame it on Jerry and Steven, like they didn't get his guy and that's why he checked out, okay, you can put it on them, but at the end of the day, Dan Quinn, you made the choice, big dog. And in that excerpt, he knew why he was coming back. And it ain't have nothing to do about this organization. It didn't have nothing to do about bringing us a Super Bowl. It said DQ mentioned in several post-game interviews that guys need to tackle better. That was complete BS. His scheme was flawed. Yeah, he kept saying that. Y'all notice how he kept overlooking that. Then they kept bringing up about the linebackers, how they were undersized. And he would get, when they would ask him, press him about Marquise Bell, he would get very upset. Again, it's just like JV said, it's about the tackling. We just need to tackle better. I know who my guys are. We just need to tackle better. No one's undersized. We just need to tackle better. Like, and it's like, Dan Quinn, are you actually trying to fix this defense and make your defense better? Or are you like, listen, I don't give a damn, I'm on my way out. So, y'all can call it, how you want to see it, that's fine. There's plenty of people that disagree with me with Dan Quinn throwing the game and checking out before the game even started, but I think he checked out, and I think that quote kind of confirms it. Because again, that wasn't after the Super Bowl. That wasn't after we lost against Green Bay. That was before we even got in the playoffs. And if you don't mention, talking about I just had unfinished business with my guys. If you're not mentioning championship, Super Bowl, while you're going into playoffs, that should be everybody's main focus. I don't even think we heard Dan Quinn. I heard the players say Super Bowl a lot. Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott. I heard a lot of them say Super Bowl over and over again all this year, but I didn't hear Dan Quinn say it not one time. If you can pull up the clip where Dan Quinn is talking about us getting to the Super Bowl, please pull it up for me. Please pull it up for me or send it to me on Twitter. Post a link in the chat. But I don't think Dan Quinn. I don't think the guy cared at all. I think he was out of there. And like I said, I'm not denying that Jerry and Steven didn't get him his guy. So I'm not denying that. But my issue again, Dan, is if you hated it here so much, dog, just leave. Right? You didn't have to burn all of these young men's careers or burn a year off of their career because you just didn't want to be here. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, my last slide. Dang, I feel like, how long have I been on here? Like 2 hours. How long have I been going on this stream? Yeah, I gave y'all 2 hours of content today. This is crazy. But hopefully y'all like it. But anyway, my last slide. I say, is Zimmer the missing piece? And I think he is. What y'all think? Do y'all think Zimmer is a missing piece? Because remember, after the draft, when they do the press conferences, each day of the draft, what Steven said was, he said, Mike wanted to bring Mike Zimmer in here because he thought the defense needed an edge. He thought the defense needed an edge. Because you see, Mike McCarthy had been building his dogs and with edge and all that stuff on the offense. That's how you could tell, even though the offense was rocky at the beginning of the playoff game, CD was off, Dak was off, Brandon Cooks was off, we started to get back into the flow toward the end of the second quarter, and then on throughout the second half of the game. But y'all let me know in the chat, who was it who couldn't get back on track? Who was it? Which side of the ball could not get back on track? Which side of the ball could not get it back on track? Y'all let me know down in the comments or in the chat. I know Zimmer got that belly, but y'all not gonna answer me? Okay, I'll answer it. Defense, thank you. Defense. They couldn't get back on track. They said the D did. Y'all crazy. I really wish I could put these comments on here. Y'all crazy. Y'all said the D didn't know where there was a track to get on. Quinn could not adjust to save his life. Yeah. They gave Jordan Love, y'all, no cap. I swear, I'm not capping. Jordan Love, dog. Let me see if I can pull up. I'm gonna see if I can pull up this graphic, because
out the cap.
I know y'all telling me stop, but I promise you, I'm not capping. I'm not capping. Let me see. This is crazy. I'm gonna see if I can pull this up on my Twitter real fast and just take a screenshot of it and put it in the show. But this was nuts. What we allowed Jordan Love to do. Oh man, let me see if I can find it. If I can't find it, I ain't gonna worry about it, but honestly, y'all been rocking with me. Y'all good. If you tapped out, that's okay. I understand if you tapped out. I have been talking to y'all for like 2 hours. Damn, I can't find it. Alright, I'm scrolling 5 more seconds. If it don't pop up, I'm off of it. Oh, found it. Football guys must have said, Star, you must show this. You must show this graphic, Star. Alright, football guys, I'm going to show it. I'm going to show it to my guys. This is hilarious. Let me build a plane while it's in the air. Hold on, I got it for y'all. Don't y'all worry about it. It's coming up. I got it for y'all right here. Here we go. Started this so smooth and fast, but this is what. Woo! I gotta give myself some class, cause y'all see how smooth I am. I'm getting smooth with my transitions, bruh. But anyway, this is what your defense allowed Jordan Love to do. Now, we know Jordan Love is a good young quarterback, but best QBR in a playoff game in NFL history. Y'all let me know, is Jordan, we know he's good, but is Jordan Love that good? Again, we know he's good. I'm not going to say Jordan Love is a bum or anything like that. I think that'd be disingenuous. We know you're good, big dog, but are you that good? Are you that good to have a perfect QBR? Best QBR in a playoff game in NFL history. It was... What y'all saying in the chat? He owes RD a huge bonus. Exactly. Like let's be honest, guys. Like like that's what we did. That's what the defense did. We got this man go have a like now this man can get paid. I didn't even think about that, but this man can now get paid because our defense was so damn bad. He now can say, hey, I had the best QBR in NFL history. Not even Tom Brady or Joe Montana did that. Crazy stuff. But we still want to bring up dumb stuff. Like, come on, dog. But anyway, I do think Mike Zimmer is the missing piece. I think that he is going to bring this edge that we've been needing, that we didn't have under Dan Quinn. And the front office has been saying, you know, they love to throw people under the bus. So they've been saying, like, yeah, Dan Quinn had his way and it was pretty successful, but obviously it wasn't a way to be successful in the post, despite how they played in 2022, because I will say the defense did play very well in that game. That's why I think Dan Quinn should have left that year, because you went out with a bang. It's like you don't come back to a team unless you're like, I think we can win a Super Bowl. But it was clear that you wasn't worried about winning a damn Super Bowl. You was worried about coming back and getting your guys. And according to Steven and Jerry, there's some more of his guys that he wants that we're thinking about possibly trading. They haven't said names, but you feel me? And he also stole coaches. Sharif Floyd is over there. Stole Joe Witt from us, who was Mike McCarthy's #1 candidate to be the defensive coordinator. So, yeah, he came back for his guys, all right. But I do think Mike Zimmer is the missing piece, because I think that Mike Zimmer actually cares about winning. Mike Zimmer actually has something to coach for. You know, like Dan Quinn, he knew that he was going to be gone, so he didn't really have nothing to coach for. It's like, okay, I can give Dallas a Super Bowl, but I've already done that for another organization that I wasn't a head coach of. He already gave the Seattle Seahawks a Super Bowl, right? So he didn't care about that. He didn't care about, as a DC, getting a Super Bowl. He wanted to become a head coach because I think he thinks that he's a good head coach and he's going to get a Super Bowl as one. Mike Zimmer would love to win a Super Bowl, would love to win an NFC championship here. Why? One, because this is where he started, learned under the great Bill Parcells here. He has ties to Jerry and Steven here. But on top of that, I think he also wants to get back into coaching, improve himself. So he has something to coach for. And just to hear from the players about how Damone Clark, Demarion Overshown, the position that was horrible last year, linebacker. The fact that our linebackers are saying, oh, I'm learning so much from Mike Zimmer. Why am I learning so much? Because he's actually teaching us what's going on. He's actually showing us what's going on all the parts of the defense, so we understand how everything works together, how everything is interconnected. This is what they're saying. They didn't speak about Dan Quinn like this, right? Now they got Eric Kendricks as well, who's a mentor, who takes them out to dinner once a week and who pours into them. They didn't have that last year. They didn't have that in the linebacker room. So I do think not only have they talked highly about Mike Zimmer, but they've also talked highly about Paul Gunther, who is our run game coordinator for the defense. So already Mike Zimmer and his staff has come in here and has made a real impact on these players. And I think that's just such a huge job and accomplishment in the short time that they've already done it. You know what I'm saying? And I think his twists and turns, this is Michael's words, his twists and turns of how he's going to use Micah is going to be also amazing. And I do think it's going to be a great collaborative effort. And I do think if Micah joins the way he does it with the way Zim does it, that it could be something beautiful, which Micah said that, right? He didn't say beautiful, he said unique. But of course people don't point to that. They just point to him saying that they have differences, you know. But anyway, I guess let me switch back to here so I can talk to y'all. So guys, Star gave y'all a lot of content today, dog. I wouldn't even, to be honest, like, I wasn't even expecting to be here that long. It's just the way the show flowed. And y'all really rock with me today. Like, y'all will never know, like, how happy I am today. Y'all made my day, rocking with me on this Friday, chatting with me, being interactive. Like, what an amazing show. This was an amazing show. So thank y'all so much. And I just want to say, my last words, before I get off of here is just, Cowboys fans, stay encouraged. And things didn't happen this offseason like we wanted it to. We wanted it to be World War III because of what happened versus Green Bay. And rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Rightfully so. But as y'all saw today with y'all's own 2 eyeballs, and y'all heard today with y'all's own 2 ears, is that we've been building something for quite some time. And now it's time for us to see what we've been building to get on the field. It's time. We're not drafting these players for no reason. This isn't the Jason Garrett days where we're just trying to draft, replaceable starters. Like, we drafted our Super Bowl winning team, and now we need to see, is this a Super Bowl winning team? Obviously, we had all those veterans with us that left out this offseason, and they weren't it. They were not it. So we got new players, and we're trying to see if they're it. We're trying to see if we can mesh the old and the new to join together and create something beautiful. Does it mean that we're going to win a Super Bowl this year? I don't know. I'm not God. I think most people would say, nah, probably not. But, I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. We hadn't been to the NBA Finals since, over a decade. And we're there. People said we were dumb for drafting. We were dumb for getting Kyrie Irving. We, dumb for getting rid of Spencer DeWitty and all of those guys. It's never gonna work out. But here we are. Here we are in the NBA Finals. So, and not anybody believed in this team. Most people did not believe in this team at all. Especially since we missed playoffs last year. They're like, y'all are way away. Luka ain't, yeah. That's what they was doing. Yeah. But look who's laughing now. So that's all I have to say, guys. Like, sometimes things can look bad on the outside, and there are all these narratives are swirling around, all of this stuff, right? But that doesn't mean that you don't have a good team. That doesn't mean just because talent is unproven doesn't mean it's not good. There's something called breakouts. So let's just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And let's just enjoy the ride as Cowboys fans. Y'all want to know why I'm wearing my NFC East Champions hat? Because it's our accomplishment. Like, we got to remember as well, we are sports fans. Yes, we want to win a Super Bowl every single year. Is that going to happen every single year? No. But we're still going to support our team because we're fans of the team. You feel me? So just have fun this year. Just enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, this is all. And now that we've gotten more into the off season and past OTAs and minicamp, you see those 3 that I got above me? Y'all see the big 3? They gonna get signed. I ain't worried about it. They gonna get signed. But before we get out of here, please like the video. Thank you. Please share the video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn those notification bells on. YouTube channel StarGazerSports. Please comment below. Let me know how y'all like the content. I'm definitely gonna keep it coming for y'all. Yeah. And I love y'all so much. Let me see if there's any last comments in here. Yeah, we got more hope. Yeah. Exactly. So thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all so much for rocking with me today. Y'all the best. Y'all the GOAT. Y'all the reason why I keep doing this. Hopefully can continue to bring y'all good content. And honestly, to take y'all to freedom.
You think Harriet Tubman was walking around with a nice shiny dress on with a crown on her head when she was taking slaves to freedom?
Exactly. I'm not calling y'all slaves, but I'm taking y'all to freedom, dog. Y'all gonna be free listening to my content. We don't do tricks. We don't do gimmicks. We just bring y'all real, authentic content. But anyway, thank y'all so much. Love y'all. And till next time, I'll see you guys next week. May have some videos dropping this weekend, may not. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But honestly, just rewatch this video a couple of times. It's 2 hours worth of content, so just do that. And yeah, y'all stay blessed. And I'll see y'all later.
Like that boy is a cat, like he say that I'm good enough, got my think about shit that I shouldn't have. So I tell him it's one of me, he making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cat, saying he home but I know where he at. Like, but he blowing her back. Think about me cause he know that it's fat. Shake it down, and it been what it been. 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 Like that boy is a cat. Like that boy is a cat. Like that boy is a cat. Like that boy is a cat.